What's up, guys? It's John at National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to go into a couple things. Uh, Essentially, because I'm getting a lot of newer people that are curious what the channel's about, things of that nature, and a lot of people are asking about my system, how I use it, and like today is a good example of just it's not an exact science. There's just certain things that I find odd. So for people that watch channel, a lot of them, you think it's real, and it's fine if you do. But even I kind of look at it from an approach if it's real or if it's fake. So, and I'm not saying, oh, this is perfect. I put out props, and it's not like I always get them. I will say we've been calling some homers lately, just by looking at guys like Goldschmidt, Arenado, in this case Alonso, that have been streaky and they haven't really been hitting. So he was 400 yesterday to hit a home run, and you can argue, oh, well, it was a different pitcher, or all these different things, But at the end of the day, they have him almost twice as likely to hit one today. I found that really odd. So I picked him to get the prop he did. And I wanted to go into that because there's something interesting with that one, that prop. Of course, my book, they pay out my Mets win, but this one, for some reason, they're taking forever to process. I don't know why they do that. They always pay it out. It's just weird. I show this because there's a lot of people that probably say, oh, I did this, I did that. I always like to be as transparent as possible. And I also did it because I wanted to go into basically how my system works, and showing it this way. Some people, it's obviously more transparent, and maybe you'll be able to see it a little better, because I wanted to go into a couple things. But regarding Alonso, it was interesting to me because not only did he hit the home run, of course, but if you can watch this game, I hope you can. If not, if you watched the game, then you heard this. The announcer at one point said to the other announcer, Pete Alonso was up, ready to hit, and he was in the batter's box, and it was in like the 6th or 7th inning, and he said, oh, it's funny, your father hit his 25th, oh, I'm sorry, I mean 25th, 100th hit, or something of that nature, and he did it on this exact day, 70-something years ago, and on July 29, whatever date, July 2nd. And it was just very interesting because he said, again, instead of just continuing on like 25th out of 25, he actually stopped, corrected himself. He hit his 25th. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, well, when I heard that, I'm like, now I really like, my play, because Alonso was on home run number 24. Sure enough, at the end of the game, gets an easy pitch and just clobbers it to go hit his 25th home run. So if anybody watched that game, I think that the numerology is there, and all of those things. It's just I don't use just gematria because it's not enough. While I'm in here, thank you so much, Hutch. I want to go into next this anyway. It's for the people asking about my rig system and how it works. Essentially, it's a system I found years ago, and I thank Hutch because he just signed up, and I appreciate you showing support, man. You've shown support from the beginning. I know you don't have to. Hutch puts out, I'd argue, as good, if not better, like more consistent than I do in here sometimes, and just constantly coming through with very good information, and it means a lot that you trust the system enough. So what's the system? And this is what I wanted to go into because I know a lot of you, if you already signed up, that's great. If you didn't, that's fine too. But the reason I made this on Buy Me a Coffee, and the reason I made this daily rig system, is because it's so much easier for everybody this way. And I already went into it. I'm not going to cry about it. I can't monetize on YouTube. I got shut down last time on the first channel. I was doing my system on my sports book, and we got shut down. But we were up hundreds of units. And just in since I started charting this, because and before I was just putting out the picks, now I'm putting them in a chart. Ever since I started charting this, and this is all predated too, so anyone in the that So even if you sign up today, you'll see all these picks I had put out. So anyway, the reason I say that is I chart them because this is how the system works. And it was it's essentially a Martingale system that a guy used years ago on a sports forum. I added some tweaks, and what he did was he just bet that certain teams wouldn't get swept, and he used historical metrics. Again, he was assuming it was real. Not that much of a difference because the system is what works. It's not really if it's real or not. So, how does it work? Well, I had the Padres covering the Reds because the Reds are really, really good against the spread. I can go into that later. Basically, I fade teams that are good against the spread, and I take teams that are bad. We did not win that. The next day, I had the Padres covering the Reds again, and this time they did. So we won that. That's a 1 unit profit. Okay, I hadn't updated this, but we did wind up winning that. Then Twins cover Orioles. I'll line get that. So that's a 1.75 profit. Angels cover Diamondbacks. That one we did not get. We got that one today. That was our leg 2. So, and that's how the system works. If it doesn't hit on leg 1, we bet 2 units the next day. And then we do 4 units. You can see Mets cover Giants was a leg 3. We got that yesterday. They also hit today, but I didn't really chase them today. But once you hit it, we close it out. And it's as simple as that. Because we netted a unit. We bet a unit on the Padres, did not hit. We went 2. It did hit. We got a unit. We close it out, and we don't play it again. Now, the few things I added to the system here is, as you can see, I do a lot of alt lines, and they pay out good because there's times we'll miss on them. But if you go down to Yankees cover Rangers -1.5, we almost plus 200. That's almost a 5-6 unit net versus the standard 1 unit net from a Martingale system. So I've added a lot of tweaks to this system. I use intuition. For example, Alonso going from plus 400 to plus 200. A lot of those things I find, very interesting. So as you can see, now this was put out a couple days ago. Well, yesterday is when I sent it. We've had another day of plays since then, day and a half of plays since then. So there's actually more on this list that I have added. This was just in my email. But you can see we've closed well over 20 sequences. Some at we're getting close to 2-3 units and even more. And these are all even odds or better, of course. And say we lost a leg 3. Say the Mets did not cover the Giants yesterday. Well, we would lose 7 units. And you can see we've won way more than the 7. So it's not to be braggadocious. It's for the people that were asking about the system, how it works. And basically, this is the reason I created I think it's more exclusive, the membership service, and it's a lot easier. It's really hard to make videos specifically just talking about metrics of baseball. It's easier for me to kind of put it out in writing. Now, I offer other things. Again, I'm not always perfect. We've been really good with golf because we had Wyndham Clark, if you watch my video on that. I put that out beforehand. Beating Fowler because I thought they were pushing the comeback thing so he could get a win at a later tournament. So when he was at 110, even odds, only a stroke ahead, I loved him. So I always put that out, in the membership service and things of that nature. And those are basically just some things that, if people think, it's not rigged, it can't be rigged, I would just say, well, it is pretty interesting that, we can make such specific predictions because they're not exactly, this guy's going to get a hit or, this team's going to win. We make very specific predictions. We predicted the Reds were going to come back when they were down like 5-1 because of the odds. They just didn't make sense. So that's what I look at. And then, like I said, I also incorporate in the system my against the spread metric. There's a very interesting metric against the spread. And yeah, Mickey Mouse, we honor his birthday. So this is something that I use with my picks, and I think it's why I hit at such a higher rate. Not to be braggadocious, but then most other people that just do sweeps. So you can see 40-59, 41-59. This is the run line. 59-40. This is the COVID year, so this is going to be higher and lower, and even still 37 and 60. You don't see any deviations, do you? Now, I don't know why this is. I think it's because it's rigged, and they make sure, again, rigged or fake, it's going to balance out like a coin flip typically. So, this year, what do we got? 63%. Why did we fade the Reds today? That's why I faded them. Rangers, same deal with the Astros. Now, Royals, we got them on the Dodgers at almost 2-1 yesterday because I was like, well, not only are they underdogs, but they're horrible against the spread, which brings up the next team that we were talking, the Mets. So they've been paying us off really, really, really well, and it's not a coincidence in my opinion. And there's still a good bit of teams that fit this metric. Dodgers, nothing crazy about that. They're right at the top, but you can see 55 last year was kind of low, but 57. So the Dodgers are, a little bit ahead of it, and I went back like 20 years, by the way. This isn't just me going back. You can go back as far as you want. There's like probably 1 year where you'll have like one outlier, but you can see 40, 60. So, that's this year. And yeah, so 55. So now it's just some alpha. I like the Dodgers under, going forward. Unless they play a team that's the opposite, a team that always goes under. But they don't. They're playing they're playing the Pirates. So, yeah, just immediately off the bat, I like the Pirates-Dodgers under. Now, I'm not saying that's a guarantee, but I just like it because I don't see the Dodgers. Okay, it's probably going to be somewhere between 8.5 and 9.5. But I just don't see the Dodgers moving too much higher on the over. People are also inclined to slam the over when a team's always going over. Just stands the reason. So, yeah, I just wanted to go into everything because I get a lot of comments from people asking about the system. And it is a little complicated, but it's also very simplistic. It's just, I don't have like an exact rhyme or reason for every game. There's times I'll take one team in a series, the next day we got the opposite team in the same series because of the lines, because of things that go beyond just traditional rigging. If you didn't see my video on the Reds, still love them. Does not hurt to take them to win the World Series. People are telling me about pitching issues. They brought up a rookie pitcher, what's his name, Abbott. I think, honestly, an ace and like a couple decent names is really all you need. And obviously, you got Ellie. And it's not just Ellie. They have some other guys, too. McLean's doing a good job. India, I think they might do it. I think they might win the World Series. They're really pushing them this year. But, yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys kind of an inside look of just exactly, why I made the Buy Me a Coffee and instead of Patreon, which I think is a little cringe. And, people just make them, and I think I'm not one of those people that's like, sign up for $10 and message me. I'll talk to anybody for free. That's, ridiculous. Same with the Discord. You can always join the Discord for free. So anyway, I just wanted to show some things that I just think people aren't going to just predict, if they think it's real. More likely, if we think it's fake, it makes more sense that these things that we're predicting and they're coming true and we're hitting 20, 30 sequences before we lose a leg 3. Like I said, it's been a while since we've lost one. We might be on to something. If anyone watched the football season, we cleaned up during football season. We have to play it a little bit differently because it's not series. But at the end of the day, it's leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, don't chase. And, getting good odds. So, if anyone, wanted more of that kind of stuff, bankroll management, which I know a lot of people have asked me about, what I mean by leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, all these different things, how, like unit size versus what you're wagering, the value. That's all the stuff. That's the entire reason I created that membership, because I just thought it'd be cool. And like I said, I was doing it on my old channel. My old channel got shut down. We did the daily rig log every day, and I did it on this channel too. It just, again, there's like, I'm just kind of going through the picks, who I like, and it's harder to keep track. It's a lot easier to keep track, like when it's emailed to you. So I thought that was a cool feature. So yeah, Dodgers under, like I said, just something I'll have to look at the other against the spreads. Just something that I like, Royals Twins. I'm not sure they're going to give the Royals too many crazy upsets. So even though they're terrible against the spread, they could lose and cover. There's a lot of things that can happen. So not as committed to that one. But I do like the Dodgers under. But yeah, for anyone that, thought it was real or think it's real, this is kind of just a video where I really wanted to show that I'm literally using a system assuming that it's fake. And then we have, since day one, live proof that we're in the green, just completely picking on that in every sport. Some better than others, but we're in the green overall and in every sport by a lot, hundreds of units overall, just by using a disciplined system and the notion that I believe picking who we believe is scripted to win or who the public is fading the most versus the team that actually should win. So I know this might have been a little long-winded, but again, I really wanted to thank everybody, and there's so many people but that signed up. Hutch, I really appreciate it because you've supported in so many possible ways. Same with Heat. I appreciate everything from you. And Trojan, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you signing up. A lot of people recently. And most people I know you guys on YouTube. Some people I don't. It's like a different name, but so if I missed anybody, I am sorry, but I just wanted to thank everybody, and I'm glad we're really just clobber in Vegas because it's just more proof that not only is it scripted, but we can actually profit very, very well just on the notion that it's scripted. So yeah, I'll be looking more into players' props, home run props. They seem to be a cleanup, no pun intended, but they really do. Just picking them because with them we're going to have like 5-6 cracks at it, and chasing a guy that hits a home run every 2 games, wait for him to miss a few, stuff like that, we can really clean up. So I'm going to start looking into that too. So take care, everybody, and happy earnings.